is John Fowler.
Oh wait, you weren't supposed to see that. We had technical difficulties. You weren't supposed to see that part. Hello, hello, and welcome. I found my little thingy. I went and I found my little thingy. Little Dan says, I don't have any singles to put in your pants. Hey, I take anything. I'll take McDonald's bucks. Is that a thing? Can you see me? There I am. I found my little thingy. Welcome to Breakfast with Trucker John, because I'm having my breakfast time. I can throw a handful of pennies. Fine. You guys weren't supposed to see that. That was supposed to be just me doing my private. That was my private moment of. I was dancing to my own theme music. I danced to my own drummer, basically in a nutshell. So anyhow, thanks for being here. We got Jolie here. Thank you so much for being here. Little Dan, thanks for coming by. Oh, okay, Little Dan and Jolie. All right, so here I am at the beautiful Strat Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas, and I'm just getting up and having some breakfast. And today is National Donut Day, and the closest thing to a donut they had at the McDonald's was a apple fritter. So, in celebration of National Donut Day, I'm going to consume an extra 510 calories for my breakfast, if you don't mind. Donuts. There's this place called Peak Donuts here in Las Vegas, and they have big billboards. And every time I see one, I'm like Homer Simpson, like donuts. And I finally broke down and I went and bought one. I went and bought some donuts at Pink Donuts. I'd never eaten there before. And I was gotta say the donuts were just, man. The signs are very elaborate, and they make you want to go buy a donut, so that their advertising is working, apparently. But the donuts I got, quite frankly, they tasted a little stale to me. So Pink Donuts, if you're watching, and I know you are because everyone watches the Drug Drunk Show, you need to step up your game, son. You can't be selling stale donuts. Not when there's a Krispy Kreme across the street that's got way fresher donuts. So anyhow, that's my rant on the donut situation here in Las Vegas. Hey, the Coming Rose. Let's talk donuts. Since today is National Celebrate Donut Day, I added the celebrate part. It's just National Donut Day. What's your favorite donut? Is it someplace we've ever heard of? Is it Krispy Kreme? Is it Dunkin' Donuts? Winchell's was really big when I was a kid, and every now and then I think I still see a Winchell's around. They call me Rose. It's simple glazed from the no-name places. I know sometimes a good glazed donut and a cup of coffee is delicious. They call me Rose says Krispy Kreme is good, but too sweet for me. But there's some donuts where I just love to have milk instead of coffee. Or maybe it's not the donuts. It's just, I mean, sometimes I would prefer milk, but like if it's like morning and I haven't had my morning coffee yet, then just a simple glazed donut and a cup of coffee is really, really, really good. You know, so today I got my coffee here from McCafe. It's a new place called McCafe. They're French, I believe. It's a French restaurant. And Rose says that's awesome. Me? Oh no, the glazed donut. Okay. Remember when? Well, okay. Full disclosure, this is McDonald's. It's not a French restaurant. Remember, because I'm about to go into this thing. Remember when McDonald's coffee was so hot that people had to sue them because they were getting scalded to death, practically? I just took a sip of this, and it's kind of I would say it's just above lukewarm. I guess they're so afraid of getting sued that they can't give you hot coffee anymore. I don't know. Boom. That really wasn't a drum sting moment, but I just felt like adding in a drum sting. Hey, look, I'm looking at the chat, and there's some stuff in here. They call me Rose. They have good coffee. McDonald's uses a good brand. Can't remember, but it's the Colombian beans. It's the Colombian beans. They call me Rose. You're awesome too. Thank you. Julie says any donut is good for me. I have to lift up because now you know how they have that stupid little heart thing there, which it's not stupid because I mean you could press it and then you can go like and you can push these things. I'm pushing them right now. Do you see the little things? I'm pushing them, but it does interrupt with the chat. So what are you gonna do? You know, you got one thing, but then it's another. If it's not one thing, it's another. All right, so National Donut Day or whatever it's called. Here's this apple fritter. I had them warm it up for me. They do it just special for me. They don't warm these up for everybody. Just for me, because the girl really loved me down there. National Donut Day. Here we go. Apple fritter. Let's see how it goes. It looks, basically, their apple fritter kind of looks like a cinnamon roll with some kind of, you know, glazy stuff on top. But let's see. It's pretty tasty, pretty good. It really is just looking like a cinnamon roll. I'm not even sure if this is a real apple fritter. Because I'm not really. I mean, there is a little bit of apple. So they put like a little glaze, apple glaze on top of a cinnamon roll, and call it an apple fritter. I think. McDonald's, you've done it again. They call me Rose. She goes nuts for it. Wait, I gotta skip something. Mom loves that apple fritter. Oh, okay. She goes nuts for it. Rose says it's a sus fritter, laughing out, but Mom loves it. Yeah, it's very sus. Very sus. I mean, look, if that's not a cinnamon roll, I don't know what is. Maybe it's like a hybrid cinnamon roll apple fritter. But it's good though. It's a good little treat to have. You know, it's a good way to add on an extra 500 calories. You know, if you're trying to bulk up, you know, you know, I need to bulk up. You know, football season's right around the corner. I gotta get in shape, man. I gotta start. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm not 18 again. I went. It's part of my. I think it's part of my dementia. I keep going in and I think I'm 18 again or something, and then reality sets in. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like looking at the camera. I'm like, oh, wait, what's that old man doing in my room? Security. There's some old man in my room. Oh wow. Look at this cheese paper. You ever get this? Let's see if I can show you this cheese paper without making a big mess. Look. So that's cheese on the paper. You don't let that go to waste. You gotta. Oh, look, it peeled right off. Okay, good. Well, look. Hey, here's the thing. Here's the rest of my hash brown. Now I got cheese on my hash brown. I'm quite the innovator, aren't I? I am. Oh man, talk about surviving in the apocalypse. I'm your guy, because I will figure out shit. I don't know shit, but I'll figure out shit. All right, so how you guys doing today? Joy says, I love scooping cheese paper up with French fries or hash brown. I thought I was going to have to do some scooping, but that cheese just came right off. It was like, I guess it was just laying there. It was just laying there, minding its own business. And I was like, I'm eating you. That didn't sound right. But whatevs. I'm trying to do something with this cord. I guess I should plug my phone in just in case. No, I think I'm fully charged. Pretty sure I'm fully charged. But I could plug in just to make sure. Yeah, I'm like 90%, I think. So we're doing back-to-back shows. I was on yesterday. I'm on today. It's just like Trucker John all the time. All the time with Trucker John. Did you watch Flappers last night? I watched, I actually, no disrespect to Hal, I actually fell asleep, but it's not because Hal was boring. It was because I got in late last night. Kind of late for me, Ubering. Probably like 2 in the morning or whatever. And I started listening to it when I was in the car coming up to the room. And then when I came in the room, I just put it on. I was, on the nightstand. And then when I was in bed and stuff, so I ended up just falling. I fell asleep to Hal Sparks. Yes, his comedy was playing as I drifted off into Somberland. Somberland? Is that the word? Dreamland, I guess. I don't know. So, thank you very much, Hal. Yeah, I didn't watch it as it was, live. I watched it later, but the very last joke was the best one. I think I was asleep, so I'm gonna have to go back and at least watch the last joke. It's kind of funny. I feel like Hal uses us, and by us I mean us in his audience, on his regular show, his live streams that he does, as his sort of guinea pigs, because a lot of stuff that he says in his act is what we've kind of heard some of that, at least the broad themes of it on his show. And I swear to God, I think I'm not gonna say he stole one of my jokes, because it's not, it wasn't really a joke, but I swear to God, this is one probably from last year sometime. It was something about Aerosmith. I remember I made some sort of a comment on one of his live streams. I think it was about something to do with Aerosmith. And I swear to God, in his next Flappers, which was like just a few days later after I made that comment, he said almost the same exact thing. And so I was like, Hal's listening to me. Maybe it's just coincidence. I don't know. Some people say there's no such thing as coincidence. I don't believe that. I think it's a bunch of horseshit. I think there is such thing as coincidence. But anyhow. So yeah, I'll have to go back and look at the last joke. I actually listened to the first the host, and then the blonde girl, and then the black guy. I actually listened to theirs all the way through, because I just I had it playing and I was just listening to it. And I actually thought the black guy was pretty funny. I thought he had some funny jokes, but it's all about delivery and timing, and I think he was just a little bit off. And he could have landed those jokes with just a little more tweaking, a little more, finessing. And I think that guy will have some really funny jokes, or if you could just, like I said, tweak them. These biscuits are so messy. I'm making such a mess. Very crummy. The Camaro says delivery timing makes a huge difference. Jolie says definitely. Timing is everything. Yep. So last night I was Ubering. I got kind of a late start. Let's see, after I did the show yesterday, this beautiful show, what did I do? I remember I was out doing stuff. I was out running around doing stuff, and then the next thing I knew, I was like, I should probably do some Ubering tonight. So I didn't get started until about, I don't know, 7 o'clock? Oh yeah, because I wanted to wash the car. I hadn't washed the car in a couple days. And so I washed the car and did all that. And then, so by the time I started Ubering, it was like 7 o'clock. Oh yeah, I went to eat before that too because I was getting hungry. I went to Noodles and Company. Had some tortellini rosa. Then I went Ubering. Nothing really stands out. It was kind of the city's been real kind of dead compared to last weekend, which was Memorial Day weekend, and it was crazy for those 3 days. Those 3 days were like what March was like for almost the whole month of March. March was crazy here. And now since the weekend's over, last couple nights have been actually kind of dead. Or not dead in, I mean, as far as Ubering, there's always rides. I mean, it's, that's continual, but it's just like when you're driving around, everything, you can just see that there's not as many people on the streets. There's not as many people driving. It just seems quiet, It seems so quiet compared to what it was. Because over the weekend, there was so many things going on. Like they had concerts going on and big shows going on everywhere on the Strip, all the way down to Fremont Street. It was just crazy. And then today, or last night especially, it just seems so dead. So I ended up only doing about 15 trips. I kind of like to get at least 20 in, unless I know I'm just going to do a short day. Like a lot of times Mondays and Tuesdays, either I take the whole day off or I'll just do like 4 hours. And in 4 hours, you're not going to get 20 trips unless it's, I don't think so. Unless they're really short trips or something. But if I'm going to do, 6.5 or 7 hours or 8 hours or more, of course, then you should be able to do 20 trips. And last night, I think I only did 15. I'm trying to think. I started about 7. Did I start at 7? Hey, did I start at 7? Like there's somebody here. Oh, it's that old man over there. But I actually quit driving at about 1, and then I charged, and that took a half an hour to charge the car up. So 7 to 11. What is that, 6 hours? I think that's 6 hours. I guess I did about 6 hours. And so I did 15 trips. Just trying to think. I did stop once when I went to get my little thingy. I went to the truck, checked out the truck and everything, moved it around a little bit. So I did take about 20 minutes to do that. But there was no puking, so that's good. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, and thanks for liking, and making sure you subscribe. Hit the share button, because it's really, where else can you go and watch a guy eat a faux apple fritter and some lukewarm coffee from the new French restaurant Ma Café. Yeah, I guess no news is good news, maybe. No news is good news. There was no puking. Um, there was one guy who did get a little short with me because I didn't pick him up at the exact pickup spot that he wanted me to, because he lived in an apartment complex, and the apartment complexes are tricky, a little tricky to get into sometimes. But I'm probably being overly sensitive. It was just a little thing I caught in the little tone of his voice. And I just let it go. Because, I understand people. I understand people. I understand people. But I was just thinking, hey, dude, you live here. You know you're complex because you're here every day. I'm not here every day, even though I have picked up from that same complex a few times. But so that's why I kind of knew it was kind of a tricky place. But anyhow, I got him to his destination, and he said thank you. So have a nice day. I said have a nice day. My Uber rating, I think I jinxed myself because yesterday, I think I mentioned yesterday as a 5.0. I had a perfect 5.0. And then today when I logged in, it was down to 4.99. And I was like, God damn it, I shouldn't have said anything. But then Uber sent some notice saying that they were changing the way that they calculate the ratings or something like that. I don't know, maybe that had something to do with it. We went down from a 5.0 to a 4.99. So I got work to do. I got to get back up to the 5.0. The Common Rose says, I write a paragraph for instructions to deliver me groceries. I get mad when the driver is lost. One driver told me my instructions are the best. They are if they read them. Oh, so you're one of those types of people where I got to read a whole thing while I'm trying to drive. Okay. Okay, Rose. I get ya. I got to read the paragraph and try not to wreck my car. Hello, our complex is super complicated. Yeah, some of those complexes are really complex. Ba-da-boom. All right, so anywho, Rose says, LOL. Rose says, how does the rating system work? Can people leave comments or is it just stars? I think they can leave comments. I think so. Or they can put, yeah, they can do the stars, and then it might say, like, why did you give this rating? And then you have these choices like clean car, good conversation, good ride or whatever. They come and Rose says, Postmates, I can just do stars and pre-select choices. Not sure about Uber. Oh, it's funny. I just read it as stars, even though it had the typo. I guess my mind auto-corrected it subconsciously. All right, I'm done with breakfast. Thanks for enduring that. Okay, so I guess in what's going on in the world, Thank you, autocorrect. Um, I guess we got the debt limit. It's gonna pass. I guess the Senate still has to vote on it, but they're gonna vote yes. And of course, I'm looking up there because I thought I heard a knock at the door. Do not. I have my do not disturb sign on the door handle, so you better not disturb me. Um, and Biden will sign that, and I think we don't have to worry about it for 2 years. I think that's the agreement was. So at least we don't have to worry about that for a couple years. Pardon me. And that's a good thing. We can pay our debts and not default. And I can collect my first Social Security checks. I'm going to be collecting. I went ahead and applied. That's official. You know how like Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start of summer? Unofficial. I think I am now officially old because I went ahead and filed for my Social Security. I did it at 62 and a half because I figured, here's what I figured. Why wait till I'm 70 and I'm probably just going to croak? I mean, I don't want to. I'm just saying you get more years out of it if I just go ahead and collect now. I mean, hopefully I'll get more years. If you just go by, actuaries. Of course, we never know what could happen. But so that's why I did it. Because I figured, hey, because I read somewhere like you could do it at 62 and a half. And really the only penalty that I could see is that if you're working and if you make over a certain amount, which I think is like the poverty level maybe, then they will reduce your amount by like a certain percentage, some small percentage, and then only while you're doing that. And then if you stop working or you get later on, when you are older and you don't want to work anymore, then it goes back to full. So I didn't really see the disadvantage of that. Now I'm just looking at Rose. They call me Rose. They call me Rose because I have a feeling that they call me Rose's name isn't really Rose. They just call her Rose. Her real name is probably Michelle or something. I don't know. But they call me Rose. Said Bruce Willis has dementia. It was announced today, and I know that it's been reported that he had something going on, and that sucks because I love Bruce Willis, even though he's a dick. You know what I mean? He turned out to be kind of a dick. I mean, politically, I think. I hate to say that because I really like his movies, and I've always liked his personality, but then he did come out kind of douchey over the last few years. So it's hard to figure. Maybe that was the dementia. I don't know. But I still, I hope he gets, I don't know if there's any cure for it, and it's sad. So it's sad. And I don't know what they can do about it. If there's anything that can be done. If there's any type of modern medicine, come on, Fauci, you can cure AIDS and you can cure COVID, but you're going to let Bruce Willis fucking, drift off into Nana land or whatever that would be. So yeah, it's sad. Because I still like Bruce, even though, like I said, he did come off kind of douchey sometimes. But the company Rose says, good, congrats on Social Security checks. Well, and I haven't gotten it yet. They should be rolling in because we got the debt ceiling. We don't have to worry about shutting down the government. I think I'm supposed to be getting them this week, I think, or sometime. They say this week, like the first week of June. Then our U.S. Postal Service, which is being destroyed by Louis DeJoy, and he needs to be fired. That's the next thing Joe Biden needs to do. He needs to fire that motherfucker because he's delaying he's delaying Trucker John's Social Security checks through basically destroying the Postal Service. I used to work for the Postal Service. You used to be able to deliver a first-class letter for whatever the first class stamp cost at that time, you know, in California, and you could mail it to New York, and it would be there in 3 days. Pretty much 99.9% of the time. It was pretty much guaranteed. It was going to get delivered in 3 days anywhere in the country. And even from New York to California, or California to New York. Now with DeJoy, he's fucked it up so bad. It takes a week to 10 days, I think. You know, it's horrible. So they need to get rid of Louis DeJoy. So Joe Biden, I know you're watching. Everyone watches. I've got 1 million secret subscribers. It doesn't show it on here, but I know I have at least 1 million secret people. And Joe Biden, you're one of them. And please, you need to get on this Louis DeJoy thing. You need to fire his ass, can his ass, and get somebody in there who really wants to, you know, run the Postal Service the way it should be run, you know, efficiently, just like it was when Trucker John used to work there. We used to pump out millions of pieces of mail every single night, and it was at the leadership here of Trucker John. I wasn't known as Trucker John at that time, though. Full disclosure. So anyhow, let me go back on some of the chats here. Jolie says, it's Mary, isn't it? And then they go, Rose. Right, my real name isn't Rose. Now, customers randomly call me that, and now I have a coworker, and her name is Rose. And Jolie says, did I remember correctly? And so I guess we can come out with it. I didn't know if it was supposed to be a secret, but I guess apparently Rose's real name is Mary. But I hope I didn't expose too much there. Jolie says, it's amazing. I remember I have an awful memory. Well, there you go. That your memory's not as awful as you thought it was. They call me Rose. It's a sad condition. Mom has it and it's progressed. I can barely manage sometimes. Oh man, I know it's gotta be so tough. It's gotta be so tough for everybody, for your mom and for you, and it's just a sad thing. And I wish we could get some sort of cure for Alzheimer's and dementia and all that. You know. Jolie says my mom has diagnosed too. Not looking forward to what's coming. It's so sad. I feel like I'm gonna cry now, you guys. Libernet says they call me Rose. Do they say I'm right on top of that, Rose? Is that a movie reference, Dan? They call me Rose. Says Libernet. You'd think they do, but no. They ask my name. I say Mary. Then they go, okay, thanks, Rose. I'm right on top of that, Rose. I'm trying to think of the. I don't know. You can see. I've got little tears just talking about the dementia. It's so sad. But anyhow, I'm right on top of that, Rose. I don't know if that's a reference that is. Libertad says, yeah, it's from Don't Tell Them the Babysitter's Dead. Is that a popular movie? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Don't Tell Them the Babysitter's Dead. It sounds like a wonderful movie. I'm sure it's a great Christmas favorite. Jolie says it's hilarious. So everyone has seen this movie except for me, apparently. So now I got to go watch it. Don't Tell Them the Babysitter's Dead. Was that the one with like Elizabeth Shue? I thought that was Adventures in Babysitting or something like that. Remember, like not too long after, was it Back to the Future? No, was it Elizabeth Shue? I don't know. It was one of those girls did a babysitting movie, like in the was it the late 80s? I think. Liberty said that's Adventures in Babysitting. Oh, see, I got that one. I was right on that one. Adventures in Babysitting. Christina Applegate was in Don't Tell Them. Is this so? What year did this come out? Was this during the Christina Applegate? Don't Tell Mom the Baby's Just Dead. Yeah, Liberdan. Jolie already beat you to that one. During Married with Children, yeah. Okay. Somehow I missed that gem. That gem of a movie. I wonder if it's on Netflix or Hulu or something of this nature. I'll check what year. Yeah, get on that, Jolie. Please, thank you. Thank you, Jolie. Where's KO? KO, are you lurking? KO is usually our Google guy. And a lot of time he lurks. 1991. Wow. 1991. I was working for the U.S. Postal Service and working on my first divorce. And my only, actually. Lots of breakups, but only one divorce. Lumberjack says, the dishes are done, man. I guess that's another, is that another quote from the movie? And Jolie says, right, why am I doing KO's job? Where is he? He better have a good excuse for not being here. He usually just checks in and says, oh, I'm here lurking. I'm lurking and working. Not even lurking and working today. I didn't send out any, whatchamacallits. I didn't share. Maybe I should share it. And that's what all y'all can do. All y'all can hit that share button. By golly. 1991, I was in high school. 1991, I was, like I said, I was 30. I turned 31 in October of that year. And I gotta say that I was in the physical prime of my life. If I could do, you know how Hal Sparks always talks about these magic beans that you can take and then you'll become young or whatever. You know, he's always on this thing, getting my hopes up. If I could take the magic beans, that's the age I would be. About 30, somewhere between 30 and 32 would be, that's where I would magically bring my body back to with the magic beans. Instead, I got this going on. I got this right here. Got all this loveliness right here. Right here. Anyhow, enough about me. Liberdan says, oh, it scrolled up. Already read that one, Dan. Let's see. Jolie says, I always direct message KO and Wes, and neither are. Where the hell is Wes? My man. He can't say he's shopping because he was shopping yesterday. You can't shop 2 days in a row, right, folks? Am I right or am I right? I don't know. No drumstick needed. And Jolie says, I almost said Jolie. Jolie says, KO has read the message, so no excuse. Wes hasn't read his message, though. Hope Wes is all right. KO, man, come on, man. I'm just giving him a hard time. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to, you got to go to work. Or whatever. Or whatevs. Whatever. So any new movies coming out? Let's see. There's, I don't want to see the Fast and Furious movie. I haven't watched the Fast and Furious movie since maybe the fourth one. So I'm like 6 behind. Not during Trick or Treat time. Come on. Right. What is up with that? Indiana Jones. Oh. They said the dishes are done in Indiana Jones? Oh, the new movie. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's on me. That's my bad. I was asking what new movies are coming out. The dishes are done, man. That's probably from the babysitting movie. There's a new Flash movie in the DC universe. I haven't really gotten into Flash. To tell the truth, it's just too much. It's just too overwhelming. There's just too many goddamn ones. Can't we just keep it simple? Let's just keep it to Spider-Man. And I know I'm probably going to be crossing DC and Marvel, but my favorites as a kid growing up, just reading comic books, was always Spider-Man #1, and then it was like Thor was number 2, and Incredible Hulk was number 3. And then it was like army ones, like Sergeant Fury and shit like that. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but I used to read these army ones. Like there was Sergeant Fury, and then there was what was the other one? There was another army one that I would read, and those were my favorites. Can we just keep it? Can we just pare it down? I mean, there's just too many. There's like 100 now. There's like 100. There's like 100 different, at least, right? And I know I'm saying they're not good. Like Iron Man's good. I like that. But Joey says there's a new Indiana Jones. Yeah, there's a new Indiana Jones, and it's with Harrison Ford, and he's like 1,000,000 years old, and he's running around like a crazy man, and so it's probably going to be good. Liberty said there's a new animated Spider-Man movie. Yeah, and the animated ones actually. See, I'm really kind of weird because I'm like I don't want to watch animated Spider-Man. I want to watch live action or whatever. And I poo-poo it, and then I actually finally got around to watching the last. I guess it was the last one, or the Spider-Man it was like a multiverse one, right? And it was animated. I have a hard time keeping up with all these titles and everything, and I actually liked it. So it's probably good, but for some reason, because it's animated, I don't want to see it. And Lumber Dan says there's a new Transformer movie. Transformers, I don't know. I'm kind of I watch them. I don't know. It's just kind of silly. I think it's just kind of silly. It's like a silly, kids show. Transformers, right? It was a cartoon, and it's okay but to make it into a big franchise, I'm just not into it. I mean, I saw the first one. I kind of liked the first one. And I like when Bumblebee was a Camaro or whatever, and he was kind of cute, and he would beep funny thing, like a little cute beep, I don't know, but this whole thing about all these machines and this planet of machines and everything, I don't know. I'm just not into it. I know I sound like a dick, but what can I say? Jolie says I've fallen behind in all the DC series. I'm about 2 seasons behind on them. Yeah, I never really got into. I watched some of the Flash, and it just, I don't know. I know I'm going to sound like a total dick, but it just this whole thing of all these multiverse things and changing time. I guess I get it. I mean, that's like some kind of a recurring theme in a lot of the different ones, and I don't know. And they are kind of tying it all together, and they're putting Batman in it now and stuff. The old one with Michael Keaton. I've seen the trailer. That does look good. I mean, I'm afraid though. I'm just afraid that maybe the trailer is better than the movie, because it did look good with like Michael Keaton and stuff. So Liberty said the newest Bumblebee movie had a lot of Easter eggs that played a lot of fan service. Yeah, I guess you got to really be a diehard fan. You see all those Easter eggs, and I'm not a diehard fan. But I'd rather see John Wick, or I'm more of a John Wick kind of guy. Atomic Blonde, if you ever saw that, that's I think that was a great action fight film. Charlize Theron was awesome. I mean, her fighting, I thought, was really realistic. I think because you got to think, okay, a female fighting these big burly guys, she's got to know her moves, she's got to know her shit, she's got to know her, her really, strategic ways to hit and to bring a bigger man down, and it was just perfect and spot on, and I loved it. So check out Atomic Blonde if you haven't. That gets the Trucker John endorsement of the day. Ding ding, Atomic Blonde. anyhow, let's see where we at here. Jolie says, I haven't seen any Transfer movies since Shia LaBeouf stopped being in them. Are they still good? The ones with him were hilarious. I like Shia LaBeouf. The ones with, like, so I guess it's sort of like Mark Wahlberg took over, right? I think. And Wahlberg's all right. He ain't no Shia LaBeouf. I just think and it's not really a thing about Wahlberg or whatever. It's not really his fault. I think the overall concept just kind of gets, I don't know, about this whole thing about all these armies of machines. I guess it's a metaphor. There's got to be a metaphor, right? The coming John Wick was so good. I liked John Wick 4. I actually thought it was better than John Wick 3, if I want to know the truth. Although I wish I could have been a writer. I wish I could have been the writer for 3, and it would have taken the movie in a whole different direction. Because I had 3 all written out in my head of where it should go and how it should be played, and they didn't do it. They should have done my version. Anyhow, Libertad says, I'm super excited for the new Flash movie because of a Michael Keaton. Unfortunately, the person playing the Flash is a very public person. Yeah, I'm always hearing about he's getting busted for, I don't know, DOI or whatever. And he's saying things of this nature. The Coming Rose, I love Jackie Chan movies. I watch, even without subtitles, the fighting scenes are amazing. Jackie Chan is a master. There's no one better than Jackie Chan. I don't care. Jet Li, I like Jet Li. Go back, even Bruce Lee. Well, Bruce Lee, I mean, he's pretty awesome. But Jackie Chan, I love Jackie Chan. Plus, he seems like such a nice guy and a funny guy, and he does all his own stunts, and he's amazing. Jackie Chan is amazing. Libertad says some of the Easter eggs in Bumblebee were not given Transformer, not even Transformer related. Like one of the houses used were from a different 80s movie. Wow. They Come in Rose. I watched 3 first and loved it so much. I watched the first one, maybe backwards was better. You know what? Here's what you do. Here's what I've done. I used to have, I used to have a VCR, going back to the VCR days, and I used to have a lot more time on my hands, apparently. And I used to have a 3-box set of the Back to the Future. Because I love Back to the Future. And so I had all 3 on VHS, right? This is the old VHS days. And I had, 1, 2, and 3. And I used to always watch them. And then one time, just for shits and giggles, I did it in backwards order. I did 3 and then 2 and then 1. And I was like, oh my God, when you do it that way, it just seems to reinforce the timeline even more. There's just something about, do it. So if you can watch Back to the Future, do 3 and then 2 and then 1, and it's kind of amazing, like how it just seems to even fill in better, It's kind of weird, but there's just something about it. Liberal Dan says in Bumblebee, John Cena was in it. Oh yeah, John Cena. That's right, John Cena. That's right. He was like the big army dude. And Shockingly Love, you could see him. Jolie says, I'm not a fight scene fan. If one goes too long, I fast forward through it. Then you would not like Atomic Blonde, because practically the whole movie is fight scenes. They Come in Rose laughing out loud. Liberdan says, everybody was kung fu fighting. And They Come in Rose, I don't like blood and guts, but do love action and the choreo put into it. I close my eyes a lot with blood, laughing out loud. Yeah. There's a lot of blood. There will be blood. But, okay, so the movie's coming out. Yeah, you got Indiana Jones. I'll watch it. I'll go watch that. Just because. I've watched all the other ones. I think the last one with Harrison Ford, I remember thinking, God, he can't do this. He can't keep doing this. And now here he is. It's like 10 years later or whatever. He's still doing it. So, yeah, God bless him. God bless his little soul. Um, you know, but I'll definitely check it out. You know, Um I'm not sure if I'll check out Transformers or not. I'll probably check out Indiana Jones. I'll probably check out The Flash, and quite honestly, only because of Michael Keaton. It's probably the only reason that I will even be interested in that movie. So, uh, was it Marvel and whoever Disney? They should give Michael Keaton an extra $1 billion because I'm sure he's making back end points, but um, there's probably a lot of people like me with that same mentality that Michael Keaton is the draw, you know, more than the kid. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that puts a lot of pressure on Michael Keaton because it better be, um, you know, better not suck, is what I'm saying. Because then it'd be like, I just came here for Michael Keaton and he sucked. So I hope he don't suck. Just don't suck, Michael Keaton. No, that didn't sound right either. Um, I just wrote. I don't know if I'm breaking unwritten laws. I just wrote myself a. I just dropped a text in there under a pseudonym, under a fake name. You'll never guess. No one will ever guess. Um, but anyhow, so yeah, I'll probably go see Indiana Jones, and I'll probably see. I might check out Transformer. You know, well, what else have I got to do? You know? What else was coming out? Oh yeah, oh yeah, and like I said, The Flash because of I'm gonna check out because Michael Keaton's in it. Um, I did see John Wick. I did see Guardians of the Galaxy a couple weeks ago, and it was very very good. Rose says hi to Fowler's Wrath. Fowler's Wrath is very wrathful, so be careful with him because he's wrathful. And I think that might be the emoji for incognito, maybe. I don't know. You know me and emojis. Um, can you guess which special guest is coming up next on the chat? It's gonna be another one. I just have a feeling there's gonna be another special guest coming into the chat room any minute now. Any minute now, there's gonna be another one. I just have this feeling deep inside of me. Oh yeah, there's gonna be another special guest coming into the chat room, and I don't know. I just have this feeling. Oh, hey, Feet on Dashboard, how's it going? Feet on Dashboard, great movie, by the way. Talking about movies. Talking about your movies that are full of Easter eggs. No, I mean really, literal Easter eggs. No, there really aren't any. There aren't really. It's the very unliteral. I'm just gabbing now. I'm just gabbing away now. Yeah, I sometimes it just comes to me. They just come to me. These visions. All right, enough of that. Enough of that silliness. All right. Now I'm back. Okay. I just goofing around. I'm just goofing around. Um, hopefully I'm on live chat because now it's weird because there we go. They YouTube is making you jump through hoops just to get to live chat now, which is kind of weird. But I'm going to agree with myself 100%. Why do I not see? It's not going through. There's that one. Oh, there's the 100%. Okay, so here, you can hit the little emojis on the side, and it's like, Trucker John is awesome, and then 100%. I agree 100%. Or here's like, the Flash. I don't like the Flash. It's kind of stupid. And then it's like, then you can do that one like, huh? It's like, what? See that? Huh? What? And then you can be like, it's like, we're gonna go to a party. Oh, party. And then you could say like a joke like, I can't think of any jokes. But let's just hypothetically say I said something funny. Then you could go, oh, that's so funny. And then you could say, like, I love you, man. I love you, man. So anyhow, those are those little things on the side there that you can do. But they do get in the way of the chat. Like sometimes I can't read the chat, so I have to like lift it up in order to see it. But okay, so what else is going on in the world? We talked about movies. We talked a little bit about dementia. What else did we talk about? We talked about donuts. We talked about donuts. I had a fake donut. I think I just ate a fake apple fritter. But what are you gonna do? You know, I didn't really feel like W. Hey gang, Jolie, don't nag. Right out of the gate, man. Wes is right out of the gate. Well, thanks for stopping by, Wes. I appreciate it. Were you shopping again today? Were you cleaning out your gutters? Were you doing some lawn maintenance? What were you doing, man? What was that? What's up? What's up with you? What's up with Wes? My coffee's gone completely cold. Jolie says, hey, Wes. Now we just need to get KO in here. We'll have the whole gang. The whole gang will be here. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. So, Wes, we're just talking about movies, and we're talking about Michael Keaton and Bruce Willis. You missed a really important stuff there, man. Just shooting the shit. You know, just shooting the shit. La-di-di-di. La-da-da-da-di. Okay, let's see. What's going on? What's going on with Trucker John's iPad? Trucker John's iPad. This is a segment of the show where we go onto the iPad and we just look at stuff. W says just made stew and started turkey for turkey and noodles. No shopping outside and inside, cooking and gardening. Alrighty, that sounds cool. That sounds pretty cool. I'm just looking at my Instagram here. Joy Sheets and Colonel Paul follow James Aya 3 on Instagram. See their posts. No thanks. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on that. Terra Buster. Here's another YouTuber live streamer that I watch, Terra Buster show. That's by Tara Devlin, and she posted a really cool meme about this Republican vote tracker. And since President Biden took office, the Republicans basically have voted 100% of the time against cheaper gas, cheaper insulin, cheaper prescription drugs, child tax credits, stimulus checks, the Voting Rights Act, ending gerrymandering, fighting climate change, prosecuting rich tax cheats, saving Roe versus Wade, veterans health care, and expelling George Santos. They all, in lockstep, voted against that. The Republicans did. Because why? They're dirtbags. And in 99% of the time, they voted against banning war weapons, fighting domestic terrorism, and 96% of the time, they voted against keeping birth control legal and against background checks. And then 87% of the time, they voted against stopping domestic violence. 84%, they voted against veteran cancer care. And 68%, they voted against upholding the election. Very good illustration, really, of why you got to stop voting for Republicans. That's why you got to stop voting for Republicans. Right there, in a nutshell. Here's an ad for a lease to rent program for a truck. Dry van, 2 to 3 weeks over the road. Oh, that's or 1 year experience required. All states. Take home pay $2,500 to $4,000. Truck rent is $850. 82% lease operator. So you get 82% of the load pay, and the truck rent is $850. That's probably per week. I think I'll stay in Uber because my car rent is $488 a week, and my take home isn't that much. Let's see, they're saying $25,000 to $4,000. My take home has been usually around $1,400 to $1,500 a week. Let's just say, yeah. And I'm just trying to think. Like I said, I kind of, if there's room there to grow, like if I really put my nose to the grindstone, I could do more. I could probably make over, certainly, I could probably make around $2,500 a week, and not have an $850 a week truck payment, and not be out on the road for 6 or 7 weeks at a time. You know, I'm liking being home. Here's the thing by Amy Schumer. So that was my Instagram. Just look at that. Let's see. W says, I really don't care for movies that much. Fiction is a diversion. Yeah, probably. So what? W says, life is weird enough. W says, also doing laundry, washing the electric blanket, got water bed heater installed. Now just need to get it adjusted. Make sure that the electric blanket's not plugged in when you wash it. Boom. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh, here's Twitter. We can look at my Twitter feed. It says Trucker John is going live. So that's all you need to know about Twitter, about what's going on Twitter. Let's see. In The Guardian, here's a post from The Guardian. Kind of interesting. On COVID, the past is being erased and the present ignored. So they're talking about COVID, and they have a wall with all the commemorating like all the people that died in England, apparently. Here's a post from Carlos Alazraki, who I don't really like, but he says he says if you got no shot at winning, what are you doing? I can climb on a stage a promise. I can climb on a stage, a promise healthcare for puppies. I think he meant and promise healthcare for puppies. And that won't suddenly make the Republicans turn from evil to good. You pick the best shot to stop evil. That will be Biden. Stop living in a fantasy. Okay, so I agree with Carlos on that. I do agree with that. The only reason I don't like Carlos, here's a dirty little secret, is because he's made, not just once, not just twice, I think 3 or 4 times, I've heard him say on the Stephanie Miller Show, just disparaging things about truck drivers. How they block his the freeway, he can't get around because trucks are in his way, and he doesn't like them because they're too slow, or they're, you know, well, motherfucker, everything that's on your body that you're wearing, and everything that you're driving, and everything you're going to do to go by, was all brought to you by those truck drivers that you are disparaging. So, Carlos Alazraqui, I agree with your post there, but, sir, go fuck yourself when it comes to your views on truck drivers. Carlos Alazraqui, I'm calling you out, motherfucker. Fuck you. Okay? Okay. Enough of my rant about Carlos Alazraqui. Maybe I should say what I really feel, right? Somebody named Hanson A.E. Armstrong followed me. I have no idea who Hanson A.E. Armstrong is. But it says Keep Hope Alive, UN.org. So he has something to do with the UN, I guess, maybe? Apparently. So I guess this is a real person. I'm getting real people that are following me, as opposed to just like bots or troll, you know, like those trolls for like adult websites or whatever. I'm actually getting, it looks like real people. Hanson A.E. Armstrong. Should I follow back? Should I follow this guy back? Looks legit. Doesn't look like he's trying to get me to go to an adult website or anything like that, or you know, marry a Russian bride or whatever. It all looks legit. So maybe I'll follow. Should I follow? What do you guys think? Should I follow that one back? Because I usually just block them because I know they're just trolls and bots and things of this nature. But what do you guys? You guys think it's safe? Safe for me to follow? Follow back. WW says, so happy. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I missed a lot of your stuff. I'm sorry. So happy to be retired on a pension. I only work when I want, and then I had better enjoy the fucking work. Right. Exactly. WW says, too hot last night with only one heater on, pretty low. WW says, got to go for a haircut in about 15 minutes. Me too. Look at me. Look at my straggly shit ass bullshit. I need to get a haircut too. I mean, it's pretty long. This is long for me. I need to go get a haircut. Maybe I'll do that today too. See, that sticks out, and I hate when it sticks out. See how it's sticking out? I hate that. Julie says, you can follow all my Twitter followers. They'll follow back, and they are real people. Okay. What do you think about Hanson A.E. Armstrong? Do you think that was... And then WW says, I accidentally posted live the other night. Got 17 trolls in 5 minutes. Wow. I'm impressed. I can't even get 17 non-trolls. Julie says, I saw that. Was crazy. Maybe they thought you were George W. Bush. Okay, I'm following Armstrong, A.E. Armstrong. I mean, Hanson A.E. Armstrong. I'm following back on that one, okay? W says, get buzzard. The preacher is leaving, and I am singing for her party. Oh, wait, getting buzzed. And these are my new glasses. Getting buzzed. The preacher is leaving and I am singing for her party. The preacher is a lady. You got a lady preacher? They allow that? I didn't think ladies could be preachers. I thought that was just for men only. Elizabeth Warren says, Happy Pride Month. Everyone deserves to live in a world where they feel safe to be who they are and love who they love. To the LGBTQ plus community, I want you to know that I'll never stop fighting for you. I'm going to retweet that. Elizabeth Warren. I love Elizabeth Warren, and I have nothing at all wrong with the fighting metaphor. And this is one of the things that Hal Sparks pisses me off about, because he doesn't understand metaphors, apparently, even though he uses them all the time. And when he has metaphors and, whatever, whether it's double entendres or whatever that he likes to use, it's fine. But if there's one that he doesn't like, then all of a sudden it has to be literal. Okay? It's not literal. It's not meant to be taken literally when you use expressions and terms and you use these metaphors. The fighting metaphor that isn't about punching and hitting, because they'll say, I'm fighting cancer or whatever. You're not going to punch cancer. No, it's about not giving up. It's about putting in hard work, because when you're a fighter, what do you got to do? You got to work hard. And if you're in a battle and you're fighting, there's really two choices. You can either throw in the towel and quit, or you can keep fighting and keep going and keep working at it. That's what the analogy is. That's what the metaphor is. It's about not quitting. It's about putting in hard work and effort and not quitting on it. That's what the metaphor is all about. And for some reason, Hal Sparks doesn't seem to be able to get that. It's one of my pet peeves about Hal Sparks. He's really selective on his metaphors and stuff. Some of them he uses them all the time, but if there's one that sort of strikes him the wrong way, then all of a sudden it just has to be really literal, And hang on a second. Housekeeping's at the door.
I'm sorry, I know we have to do not disturb. Just making sure. Are you all today?
No, tomorrow.
Really? Okay, let me put it down with you because they have you still as a checkup.
Yeah, it should be. I extended it yesterday to today, so tomorrow.
Okay, I'll make sure.
Let me know if you find out if it's okay, or
Yeah.
if I need to go down to the desk.
No problem. I'll make sure. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thanks. You too. That was the best 2 minutes of the show when I left. Right? Apparently, they didn't get the memo that I extended for another day. So hopefully everyone knows, as far as, so they don't kick me out. I mean, or try to. So anyhow, where was I? We were talking about. Oh, I was bashing Hal Sparks. Let's see. WW says probably just one person. WW says my mom went to seminary until she got pregnant. WW says working hard is nothing compared to working smart. Oh yeah. See, I auto-corrected it in my brain. Your brain will do that, because I did that earlier with Rose. I auto-corrected one of her typos. So anyhow, I love Elizabeth Warren. I think she's really great. And she is a self-described capitalist. She's not a democratic socialist. She's not a commie or any of that kind of shit. She's a capitalist, which is fine with me, because I've always said I have nothing wrong with capitalism. It just needs to have good regulations, and it needs to be reined in. You can't have unbridled capitalism. That's what caused all these crashes and shit like that. So I'm all for capitalism, but there needs to be regulations. There needs to be safeguards put in, to curb people's greed, and I think we all have it. Maybe we don't know it, but if you ever did start making a lot of money, let's say like millions of dollars, and then because when you're on our end of it, we're just like, we're making 50 grand a year or whatever, barely surviving. You think I would like to make millions and millions of dollars, but let's say something happened and you started making millions and millions of dollars, and well, before you make the millions of dollars, you think if I made millions of dollars, I would be set for life. I'd be fine. It'd be great. But then let's just say you get into something and you start making millions and millions of dollars. I think something kicks in your head that it's like, I can't stop. I mean, this is great. Because maybe it is an endorphin. Maybe it is setting off some endorphins that of making the money and having lots of money. It might be an endorphin type of thing. I don't know. But there's something that happens where people who maybe weren't always greedy become greedy. And by greedy, I mean it's like there's no amount that's ever good enough. You could be like Elon Musk and be the richest man in the world, and it's not enough. You could have 50 gajillion million dollars, and it's not enough. That's when that's the type of greed I'm talking about. Is greed, like where you just can't stop, and it's never enough, and it's never satisfying. That's a problem. So anyhow, that's I don't know why I even got off on that tangent. WW says all those nose to the grindstone folks are usually the ones who own the stone. Maybe so. I don't know. So here's a post from Elizabeth Warren. Today I renewed the push to honor the lives of nearly 300 black individuals that were killed in the Tulsa Race Massacre. Did you guys hear about that? I know it was like 100 years ago. Literally. That's not like a joke. It was 100 years ago. It was literally like 100 years ago. And if you've ever seen like the first season of what's the show? Johnny said, I don't understand why some people think they need more money than they could spend in several lifetimes. Makes no sense. Well, it's. I think it becomes a sickness, in a way. I think it does become like almost like a mental illness, when you make. Like I said, when it gets to the point where no amount of money is ever good enough, and you just got to keep doing it, and you don't care. You loosen your morals and your ethics. And it becomes like money is over everything. And I think that does happen to a lot of these rich people, these really super rich people especially. And I think it might be some kind of a mental illness or an addiction. It's almost like an addiction, like to heroin or something. And what do you do to heroin addicts to get them to stop their addiction? You take their heroin away, right? I don't know if that analogy can transfer over to just like taking someone's money away, but because that sounds kind of communistic or whatever, or at least authoritarian. But that's why we need to have the regulations to put some sort of to rein in and put some sort of curb on it. I think. And of course, my right-wing siblings would say that that's disgusting and that's communism, but it's not. It's not. It's governing. It's about trying to keep the system from crashing, and that So anyhow, yeah, it was 1921. On this day in 1921, so 102 years ago, one of the deadliest racial massacres in U.S. history began in the thriving Greenwood African American community of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma was destroyed by a racist mob. And I've heard the stories on this. I've heard a few years ago, the NPR did a big story on it. And I got to be honest, before that NPR story, a few years ago, it might have been 5 years by now that I heard about it. That was the first I've ever heard of it. And so here you have this Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it was black community, and they are thriving and they're doing well and they're making money and they're living the American dream. And then, these white racist bigots, whatever you want to call them, couldn't stand to see black people probably doing better than a lot of them were doing. And they go in and they basically blow up the town and massacre a bunch of people, and 300. It's just a horrible, horrible thing. And it seemed to be a story that was kind of just swept under the rug for all these years. It's finally coming out, like 100 years later. And it should be. It should be exposed. Jolie says, I don't understand. You kids have fun. Gotta go. Okay, yeah, get a good haircut. And thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by. I'll see you around. I'll see you around town. And Jolie says, see you, Wes. Have a good day. So, yeah. So Elizabeth Warren is renewing a push to honor the lives of those 300 people that were killed at the Tulsa Race Massacre. And she said, this resolution is a step towards acknowledging and undoing legacy of white supremacy in this country and continue to fight for racial justice. Yeah, it needs to be exposed, and we need to acknowledge that we have always had a real, racial problems, and we were based on that, just by virtue of the fact that we had slaves, So good for Elizabeth Warren. She's always doing good stuff, I love Elizabeth Warren. She's probably gonna. Well, see, I don't think she's gonna run. I don't think she's gonna run against Joe Biden. I don't think anyone's gonna run against Joe Biden. Anyone who's a Democrat. And then, by the time Joe serves his second term, I don't know if Elizabeth is going to run then or not. I really don't know. Now, someone named Jay Noga just followed me. Now, this one looks sus. I'm going to say this looks sus. There's no banner picture. There is a profile photo of a very lovely young lady, probably, she might be about 30, so she's not like, some teeny bopper. She's wearing a kind of a weird halter top type of a thing that kind of wraps around the neck and it goes around, around the, yeah, you know what I mean? And then there's some sort of, it looks like a kind of almost like a wrap, like a, but it's not. I guess it's some kind of a skirt, but it's not really like a wrap. It's like a skirt that goes off at an angle, and then on the hip, it kind of exposes the hip. Very, very provocative, I guess, photo. I'm trying to see. She looks like she might be Russian. I'm not sure, or some sort of, maybe some sort of Slavic. She's blonde, very pretty, and she wants me. Well, she followed me, and it's probably whoever made this page is probably some dude in a Macedonian troll farm or something. So what I do, I go to the likes, and it says Jainoga 66088 hasn't liked any tweets. So that's dead giveaway to me. So what I do is I just immediately go to the block and I just block them. And they're gone. Ta-da. Okay, so Joy says, I didn't hear about it until like a year ago. Wasn't taught in school. Yeah, it wasn't taught. I never heard of it either. We're talking about the Tulsa massacre. Jolie says, does the blue link say something about a cam? I get those. They're porn sites. Oh, well, I blocked it, so I don't know if it said anything. I don't think it did, but it was obviously a fake account or something. So let's see what else is going on. Let's see here. T-Pain, I don't know if you ever see T-Pain on Twitter. He just posted something about a hot mic catches Roger Stone revealing how he gets Trump to do his bidding. Yeah, because Trump is a moron who is pliable. That's why the Russians have been using him for decades, because he's a dummy. You know, he's an easily persuadable moron. All you gotta do is, it's that carrot. You dangle that carrot out there, and he's gonna go for it. Andrea, aka ADMFLAGURL 38, posted something from the Stephanie Miller show. And Stephanie's been on vacation this week, went back east to visit her 100-year-old mother. She made it to the big 100. Do you guys want to hear what Elon Musk said 14 minutes ago on Twitter? And I'm just reading. I haven't read it yet. I'm just going to read it. I haven't read it. I don't even know if it's interesting. I don't know if it's controversial. I don't know. I might like it. I might agree with it. I haven't even read it, but I'm just going to read it for the first time right here on the Trucker John Show. We're just gonna go. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. Okay, here's Elon Musk 14 minutes ago on Twitter. Now I don't know what this is in reference to, but it says this was a mistake by many people at Twitter. It definitely allowed. Whether or not you agree with using someone's preferred pronouns, not doing so is at most rude and certainly breaks no laws. I should note that I do personally use someone's preferred pronouns just as I use someone's preferred name, simply from the standpoint of good manners. However, for the same reason, I object to rude behavior, ostracism, or threats of violence if the wrong pronoun or name is used. So that must have been in response to, this is part of a thread, I guess. That maybe someone threatened violence because they didn't call them by their preferred pronouns. So, I mean, I actually don't have too much of a problem there with what Musk said. And without going into the whole threat of it, I don't know if I really want to go much further into it than that. Here's Joe Biden 2 hours ago. He posted something. It says it's about Pride Month. Pride stands for courage. It stands for justice, and it stands for love. This is Joe Biden. During Pride Month, we celebrate generations of LGBTQ plus people who have fought to make, there's that fight analogy, to make possibilities of our nation real for every American, and we remain committed to delivering equality for all. So that was Joe Biden. And again, it's an analogy. It's a metaphor. Fighting. It's about not quitting. It's about persevering. It's about, you're fighting on. You're continuing on. You're not throwing in the towel. That's what the fight analogy is all about. And I'm all for it. I have no problem with that analogy. That's where Hal Sparks and I disagree, apparently. All right, so that was Twitter. That was interesting. Oh, Facebook. Everybody hates Facebook, right? I still have Facebook. Now on my Facebook feed, I mainly get just family stuff. Here's some. I've got a high school reunion coming up. It's going to be in Las Vegas area. It's not actually in Las Vegas, but it's in the outskirts of Las Vegas. So I might do that. I might go. I still haven't decided if I want to go yet. I should probably go. Let's see here. My cousin posted a meme. I think it's having to do with Gay Pride Month. It says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but good people don't spend their time harassing marginalized communities. Here. I give that a like. I'm going to give that a like. Here's Tom Hartman. I'm not sure if I want to have any audio from Hartman playing because last time I did that, I got a strike. Is Tim Curry still alive? I thought he died. Does anybody know is Tim Curry still alive? I thought he was dead. I just saw it because I was like, this video came up with Tim Curry, like he has like a really bad thing going on. Yeah. Stephanie McConaughey, who used to drop by the way, and hasn't visited my live stream in a while for some reason. Maybe it's just too exciting. I don't know. But she posted next step drying garlic bulbs for long storage. So she grows shit. She's posting all these photos and videos of her things she cooks. She's an excellent writer. I think she's an artist. She paints and something like that. I mean, this woman is amazing. Here we have Ruben Bobarero. This is from the post office. I'm a part of a post office group because I used to work for the post office. And this guy just posted a meme that says payday, 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 because today is payday, apparently. Get paid every 2 weeks. I used to hate that, getting paid every 2 weeks. God, it seemed like it couldn't come around fast enough, It was like, it was just sucks. It sucked. Getting paid every 2 weeks sucks. Here is from the Nevada branch of Indivisible Nevada. I've had my problems with this page, with whoever's on here, because Indivisible is supposed to be like for progressives to get involved and to how to contact members of Congress and to get heard and not to be shouted out by big giant corporate lobbyists and things like that, things of this nature. And the Nevada Indivisible, I'm not saying it's been taken over by some sort of interlopers, but they do sometimes push things that I don't think are progressive and I don't think are good, such as a jungle primary, which I think is ridiculous. And they're promoting it because they're saying they were trying to conflate that with the star voting system of the instant runoff. You can do an instant runoff, but you don't have to have a jungle primary to do it. You can do instant runoff. They're two different things. They're two separate things. But they're trying to conflate them and say, and they actually were able to get on the ballot, and I think it lost, thank God, about making this jungle primary. California went to a jungle primary, and I hate it. I think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. And their argument is that independents don't have a voice. Well, fuck you. If you want to vote in a primary, then join a fucking party. That's my thing. And you have your voice. You can vote in the general election. Everyone can vote in the general election. But if you want to take part of a party's primary and in voting for their nominee, then you should be a member of that party. That's my stance, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm not changing that. And there's somebody in here, I think it might be even this Ann Blay right here who posted something. One of them was really behind that, and I called them out on being, I think, really being saboteurs, not only of the Indivisible Nevada, but of the Democratic Party. These folks, these jungle primary people, they're not Democrats, they're not progressives, they're actually Republicans, and they are trying to sabotage and get into these organizations. So please, if you are in any indivisible chapter, or you're in any group that claims to be for progressives and for Democrats and for liberals, and you see these people conflating jungle primaries with instant runoff voting or whatever, they're full of shit, and you need to call them out. And all you gotta do is start googling their names, and you'll see their histories. You'll see that they are where they started from. You'll see they started from Republican organizations. They've got backing by Republican money, and they've been subverting. And you can go into and you can see what happened in California, and you can see some of these other states that they've gone to the jungle programming, and it's all the same people. It all goes back to the same people over and over again who are getting this money from Republican backers. So fuck them. Don't listen to them. Don't agree with them. This jungle primary is bullshit, and to say that they are progressive is total horseshit. So do not fall for it. That's my warning of the day. Trucker John warning of the day. Do not stand for it either. It pisses me off. Now, having said that, this person is posting something about Lombardo. He's the new governor, a Republican governor. We were able to keep our Democratic senator, who just barely won in this apparently purple state, maybe, I don't know, of Nevada. But we lost our governor to this fucking Lombardo. But I have to give him credit. Maybe he's, maybe he put his finger to the wind, and he's seeing, he better not go all MAGA, or his days are done. But he did go along with signing into legislation things that offer protection for abortion clinics and people coming here to get abortions, that putting in like security and for that, so that people can't, so they'll be safe, and he's not like taking the MAGA stance of wanting to prosecute people who or whatever. So he did do some good things lately, but he's done some bad things on gun control too. So Lombardo says Democrats strike a deal to avoid budget crisis, advance education bills, Nevada independence. So Ann Bly writes, it says, latest news out of this year's legislative session. This is for Nevada legislative. Seems like a budget standoff was resolved, which is good news for the people of Nevada. So far, Lombardo, he's a Republican. I think he is an old school politician, and he can read, he knows which direction the wind's blowing, and so he's done some good things, I would say. So if we go to Individual of California, which I still have, I'm still on their deal. Susan Brooks Young writes about June is Pride Month, and she's posted something here about 30 ideas to thoughtfully celebrate Pride Month, and which is a good thing. I might read that later. And here's a posting about my old alma mater, about new members. And that's about it on that. People you may know. See, there's always people you may know, and I don't know these people. I would just remove. I don't know any of these people. They're all fake. I don't know if they're all fake, but here's a picture. Apparently, it was suggested for me. This is from 1985, a picture of Tina Turner, may she rest in peace. Mick Jagger, may he rest in peace. Oh no, he's still alive. Madonna, before she looked like an alien, and Bob Dylan. Wow, that's a cool picture. Pretty cool picture. But anyhow, I hope you guys. I see 7 minutes ago, Jolie says, hey, John Fowler. So I'm going to write back. I wrote a secret message. So Jolie been writing some stuff here. says, does the blue ink... I read that already. Jolie says, I've only been getting them since Elon took over Twitter. Before that, I just got guys from Kenya, not porn sites. Now I get both. Oh boy, double whammy. Jolie says, Madonna does look like an alien. And then there's a smile. Okay, so there's my secret message to Jolie. It's a secret. Don't say. Oh wait, it looks like I got another. Did I get something else there? Oh, look at there. 8 minutes ago. Oh, add that to my profile. Oh, it's funny. There's a lot of these things where you're supposed to review your posts, and I never go on there. Here's one that one of my cousins posted. Yeah, I'll add that. I got no problem with that. I don't know. They kind of are silly. Facebook is kind of silly. Oh, there's another notification. Oh, Jolie reacted. I got ya. I see ya. Hey, there's KO on Facebook. Sunset after rain and thunderstorms in Cocoa, Florida. I'll give KO a like. I always like to give likes out to the people I know. You know what I mean? Here's Pluto TV. Oh, you know what? We still need to finish that show. You know? Joseph K was really busy at work. Been working with his supervisor all day, so he's fine. Just busy today. Busy. It's good to be busy. Apparently, there was a big crash on a LA freeway last night. So they're showing that on the news. Let's see here. I got a text message. It says, "I don't want to be a pest." See, when you're looking for houses, because I've been looking for rentals and places to buy, because I'm kind of thinking about. Jolie says the Last of Us. Yes, I know. I'm gonna do that. But I got a text from somebody who was wondering if I was still interested in buying a house, and then so those are what those are. What else we got going on here? Got some Gmails. I guess I'll just look at those at my leisure. And then there's CSR2. I haven't done that in a while. Well, a couple days, I guess. Oh yeah, Jolie, are you going to be on CSR2? I haven't seen you on there in a while either. We're just floundering in our little team, But I don't care. It's kind of funny because since I stopped truck driving, like I had a lot more time, I think, when I was truck driving to do that kind of thing, because I would drive all day, and then at night I would just be sitting in my bunk, and that's when I had time to watch movies and TV shows and play CSR2. But now I'm doing the Uber thing, and basically in the afternoons and into past midnight. So then by the time I get home, I'm kind of tired. I just want to go to bed. And the next morning, I just, I'm kind of just getting up and just taking care of things, trying to get my truck sold, trying to find a place, to live. And so it seems like I have less time for things like CSR2 and The Last of Us and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how, even though truck driving was time consuming, because I was on the road so much and I was just gone, and it was time consuming in that kind of a sense. But it does seem like I had more kind of leisure time, I guess, in a way. Jolie says, "You're supposed to remind me. It's the only game I play, so unless you remind me, I forget." Well, if it's the only game that you play, then you should remember that. But I'll remind you every now and then. Like, you're about to get cut from the team. I did cut a few people. We're down to 22. We had a full squad, I think, of 30, but a lot of people weren't playing, so I went ahead and I guess I moved 8 or 7, 8. I guess 8, and then and usually that fills back up again, but it hasn't filled back up. I guess they don't. I guess they're not into old Fowler's Wrath. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not even playing as much as I used to play because of what I said about my schedule. Anyhow, I think I'm just gonna go about 8 minutes and 52 seconds or whatever, or 48 seconds. We'll end this monstrosity at the 2-hour mark, I guess, I suppose. I think the only ones on here are me and Jolie now. I think I've just bored everyone to death. And I apologize if I've killed anyone. It's not my intent. I meant no harm. I meant no one any harm. I hope no one was harmed in the broadcast here. Jolie says, I guess I need to put the game icon in a more visible place on my phone. I'll try that. I'll just send you a little note every now and then. Oh, here was my McDonald's. For some reason, the mobile app wasn't working, and I had to actually order the old-fashioned way and order at the counter. Go figure. But so it looks like everyone's gone now, but I do appreciate, they call me Rose, a.k.a. Mary, for being here. Appreciate Liberal Dan for stopping by, and West stopping by, and I think very briefly, did we have 71 Cowboys or somebody at the very beginning? Of course, Jolie, and I'll just thank Ken, even though he's not here and he's been working in spirit. I think he's here in spirit with us, so I'll say thanks to KO. Let's see, who else was here? Well, whoever was here, and Fowler's Wrath, thank you so much. And Feet on the Dashboard, where would I be without you? Thanks for stopping by. But I appreciate everyone being here, and you know what? I might do a 3 o'clock show. Just because Hal goes on at 4. Jolie says, yep, he said he misses us. Well, tell him I might be going at 3 Pacific time. Just for the hell of it. Just for the HE double toothpicks of it. Because, Hal comes on at 4. Maybe I'll do a lead-in. I'll do an hour lead-in to the House Bark show. How's that? Does that sound okay, or is that too much? Or is that too much, Fowler John? Is that too much, Trucker John, for people to take? It might just be too much. So I don't know. I don't want to get overexposed. That could be my downfall. Let's do it. All right, we're down to one person, apparently, and that's you, Jolie. But we got 11 thumbs ups, and I swear only 3 of them were me. But because I think I'm just going to hang out. Anyhow, I don't know, and then I think I'll do the Uber. I probably won't watch too much of Hal. That's probably when I'll go start Ubering. So I'll probably just watch the first few minutes or half an hour or so or whatever of Hal, and I'll start Ubering. And I got to make my bonus. I'm all about my bonuses, man. It's all about the bonuses, and all I have to do is get about $100, or maybe it was $130 of fares. I guess you call it fares. That's what taxis is. I'm thinking about getting a license plate. When I get my car, I'm thinking about getting a personalized license plate that says "I hate cabs." So it'd be like I, if it's not already taken, I don't know. And then I guess it'd be H and then an 8, and then cabs. I guess that would fit. Because I hate cabs. I mean, I've always hated cabs. Even before Uber, I thought they were always rude and dirty and disgusting and expensive, and they have attitudes, the drivers, and they're hard to get a hold of. It seems like, because it's not like in the movies where you just hail a cab, like in New York City or something. That. But where I've always lived, it's been more rural. So to get a cab, you have to like actually find this is before cell phones, and you got to find a phone, and you got to call it, and then you got to look at find a phone book, or you call it was a whole fucking hassle, right? That's what I love about the Uber app. As soon as Uber came out, I was like, God, this is awesome. And I started using Ubers right away because I was a truck driver. And so using Uber was a great way if you were on some sort of a long layover and you're at a truck stop and you want to go to the movies. There's usually no movies around. There's usually no shopping around. The truck stops are usually out in the middle of nowhere. So Uber was great. It was awesome. And so I started using Uber right away. As soon as the app came out, it was beautiful. I loved it. And I've always had a thing about cabs. I never would even think about using a cab as a truck driver to go to the movies. That would just be ridiculous. And now, as an Uber driver, it just reinforces my ill feelings. They're assholes. They are fucking assholes. The way they drive, the way they constantly honk at you, and they act like they're going to hit you. And I know they wouldn't hit you because that's going to put them down too. If they wreck their car, they don't. They're out of business. So they're not going to wreck you, but they act like they're going to wreck into you. They're just such assholes. And so I'm thinking about if I get a personalized license plate, I'm going to put "I hate cabs," and I'm sure that'll go over well with the cab community. But fuck them, they're assholes, and I hate them. And I know a lot of people say you're not supposed to hate, but to me, hate isn't the kind of hate that some people think. I think it comes out of Catholicism, and if you hate, it's like you're going to go to hell or something. I don't know, but I don't believe in all that shit. So I'm good. I'm good. Anyhow, I hate cabs. Where was I? I was doing something. I was saying something before I went off on my tangent. I'm not really sure what I was saying now. Must not have been that important. But hey, Suzanne, you're coming in at the last minute here. Hi, Suzanne. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. I knew if I stayed on long enough, I'd finally get Suzanne to get in here. That was the goal. You can even back it up, and I even said, I'm not stopping until Suzanne gets here. I really did say that. I'm not fibbing. That's not a fib. Suzanne says, sorry, I'm distracted. Okay, well, at least you made it here, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope that whatever's distracting you isn't like too bad of a thing, and that hopefully, you'll get through it. And, hope it's okay. Hope you're okay. Hope everyone's okay. But as I was saying, I'm going to probably end the show in about 36 seconds or thereabouts and things of this nature. But I'm glad you stopped by. Thanks. Make sure you hit the thumbs up for me. And I believe you are a subscriber, but you can hit the share button and all that good stuff. And I guess I'll probably see you in the chat room up there at House Parks. I was just talking earlier. I think I'm going to go on at 3 and just do a little lead in to the House Parks show. So you might want to spread the word, Trucker John. It'll be maybe I'll call it the House Parks pregame show, and it would be really cool. This is my dream. This is my dream that all the sparklers would come into the Trucker John show. We'll go in at 3:00. And we could just start chatting about the show, about House Parks, about what's Hal going to talk about, what's Hal going to wear today, what's Ficus going to be like. We could do a whole thing of just chatting about Sparks. There's Sparks coming up. The Sparks show coming up at 4, right? So that's my dream. So we'll come back at 3. I'm expecting a whole bunch of sparklers, but we need to spread the word, I guess. Suzanne says, "Can we tap dance?" Boy, can you! You can tap dance your little feet off if you want to. I would do it, but I don't have my tap shoes on. I don't know how to tap dance. But here, watch this. Okay, let's see here. I don't know if I'm tap dancing or if I'm jogging in place or if I'm doing like a river dance. I might have been a river dance guy. I don't know. Jolie says all 50. Yes, all 50,000 of them. All 50,000 of Hal Sparks' subscribers. They need to come on to the pregame show. I nailed it. Yeah. All 50,000, need to come on to the Hal Sparks pregame. Should I call it pregame? What would be a good... maybe I'll title it like Hal Sparks pregame show. How do I get the sparklers? That sounds like a good idea. Like I don't even have to do nothing. It's like we all just go there, right, to my thing, and we just chat. We just chat about Hal Sparks, you know? Sounds good. Yeah, that would be great. But I got to get the word out. Somehow I got to get the word out to the sparklers. Like Nick Rich 56, Benny Loco, Mark P, Jackie. I'm just thinking of names of people that know me. I see them every now and then. They need to spread the word. Suzanne says, Jolie, some are stuck up. Okay. Well, maybe some are. So maybe not all 50,000, but maybe like 48,000. I don't know. I'm just kidding. So anyhow, guys. Okay. So it's been a couple hours. I think now we've gone over. We're going overtime. We're overtime now. So I'm going to maybe I'll end it here, and I'll be back at 3 o'clock Pacific time. We'll do a little pregame. It might just be me and Jolie, and hopefully Suzanne will pop in there at 3. Maybe Rose, maybe KO. The usual suspects. Maybe a few extras, and we can just talk about Ficus. I guess I don't know about Ficus matter. No. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here. I really, 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 really do appreciate it. It's fun hanging out with you and shooting the shit and showing off my dancing skills and proving that I am wearing pants. Or, they're shorts, but I'm not just sitting here in my underwear. So I was able to prove that twice because I did 2 sort of crotch shots, for lack of a better term, proving that I'm not just sitting here in my underwear. So just, get that little notion out of your head. All right, guys. See you at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Suzanne has to go vacuum. Get the vacuuming done. Get your chores done. Get everything you need to get done. You've got about, I don't know, what we got? 3 hours and 40 minutes. You got until I come back on. All righty. And Jolie says we're all grateful for that. And I'm grateful for you being here, Jolie, for having my back. And I appreciate you. And for Suzanne, Wes, KO in spirit, Liberal Dan, they call me Rose, Mary, everybody else like that. Thanks for being here. I'll see you 3 p.m. Pacific time today. That's right, today. Not tomorrow, but today.